Now the first thing I'm going to have to do if I'm going to make a course from my best performance on a segment is I have to find out when that was. So to do that, I'm going to go to Strava, and I'm actually going to pick a fairly popular hill climb here in the area. It's Highway 227 from San Luis Obispo to Arroyo Grande, and I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and I'm going to go to View Details, and it's going to bring up that segment. And okay, so I can see that I'm 72nd out of 110 people. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down here, and here I am on page 3. Now Strava tells me that I had that performance, my best performance on that hill, on August 8th of 2011. So what I need to do is I need to access my GPS data from that day, and the way I do it is I use Garmin Training Center. That's what I use to download my GPS. And so I'll just go to the history button, and if I go to, right, so it was August 8th. So I'll just click on August 8th, and there's the ride. Turns out that segment is right about there. So that's why I can't just use Garmin Training Center to turn this into a course. Right? I could right click on it and say create course from activity, but the Garmin Training Center is going to turn all of that into a virtual partner course, and it's going to get confused when I actually start the course, when I go out to the base of the hill and then say do course. So I'm going to have to trim this down. So I'm going to save this to an exported file so that I can manipulate it. So I'm going to go to, I can just right click on it, and I can say export, and I can export it in either TCX or GPX format. They're pretty much the same. The only difference is that the Garmin Training Center format also contains like your heart rate and your power meter stuff and your cadence. The GPX format just has your position and speed and what time it was. So either of these will do. So I'm just going to save it as this, and it turns out that I've already run through this before, so I'm going to save over it. And so now I've got it saved. Now you might not use Garmin Training Center. You might be somebody who uses Garmin Connect, okay, their online web version. So you can do it just as easily with Garmin Connect. If I kind of go back here to August 8th here. Okay, so that'll be on page 2. And okay, so there's August 8th. So I can bring up that ride here. There it is. And right here I can say export. And in that case, I have a choice of downloading it as TCX or GPX, just like I had with Garmin Connect. So that's, or how I did with the Garmin Training Center. So if you use Garmin Connect, that's how you would do it. Now you might not use either of these. You might be somebody who uses, let's say, WKO, or you might just use Strava exclusively. In that case, you can still get to the information by some Garmin devices have, when you plug them into your USB port, they actually look as external drives. Here's my my Garmin Edge 705, and when I plug that in, I get an H drive, and I can go into Garmin, and I can go into history, and then here are all of my rides dated, or the file names have the dates, so I can just go to 2011 8/8, and there's that ride, and I can get to it there. If you've got something like a Garmin 310 that is all wireless, it transfers all of its data over the Ant Plus, like wireless thing, and in that case, the Garmin Ant Plus module downloads all of your data into, in Windows 7, it'll do users, then your username, app data, roaming, Garmin, devices, and there will be some serial number of the device, and then activities. And again, you can see that they are date coded. Here's 2011 May 12th, and so I can scroll down here and I can get to 2011 8/8. So that would be the ride that I'm after. So now that's not in TCX or GPX format. That's actually in a fit file, which I'll probably mention later. But it's actually the least amount of bloodshed is if you use Garmin Training Center or if you use Garmin Connect.